Hi, everyone. Welcome to this session, Ditching Should. I'm your host, Melissa Whaley, and today we are going to be talking through 5 questions to ask yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed by all the things you should be doing. I know we've all been there, whether you're a brand new homeschool mom or a veteran. We all go through seasons of overwhelm and feeling like we should be doing more. So before we dive into our questions, I just wanted to give you guys a quick introduction to me and more about me. So this is my family. That is my husband, RJ, and I. We currently co-host the Trailblazing Homeschool podcast. I am a full-time homeschool mom and have been for 6 years now. And my husband helps with the homeschool and also works full-time for a homeschool support charter school here in Southern California. We do have 6 kids. Yes, that's all of them. Our oldest is now 13, and our youngest, you can see there, has just turned 1 this last fall. So she's grown up a little bit since our family photo, but we have a lot of fun and a lot of chaos in our house. We love to get outside, explore in nature, go on family road trips in our giant 15-passenger van, which I don't have a photo for right now, but it's pretty epic. So, overwhelmed. I know we have all been there. I'm sure you may be feeling it now, especially as we are hitting that middle point of the school year, and some things are going great and some things may not be going great. So it is easy to find ourselves in this situation of overwhelm, feeling like you should be doing this, but you're not doing enough, questioning whether you've picked the right curriculum, whether you've signed the kids up for the right activities or co-ops or classes. And you can just get into this spot of feeling completely overwhelmed. So when we get into this spot, what are we going to do? How do we get out of this? We feel like we're being buried by all this heaviness and you just kind of want to collapse sometimes. So I want to walk you through these questions to help you get your headspace out of overwhelm mode and back into action mode. And one of the key elements to this whole process is that we want to start to discover and define what are our family values. And why do I care about your family values? Why is this so important? Because ultimately, our family core values are going to be the things that really guide us in our decision making. And when you're overwhelmed by all the things coming at you, all of these decisions that you have to make about, do I keep the kids in co-op? Do I sign them up for sports? Do I switch curriculums? Do I throw up my hands and quit homeschooling altogether? Please don't do that. But when we feel that, we need something to help guide us in our decision making process. So if we have that foundation of our family values, we can go back to those over and over and over again. And those are going to remind us of what's most important to us and why we are going to make the decisions that we are. So let's start with the first question that we want to ask ourselves. Okay. And that is, what's going well right now? I think it's really important when we're in this overwhelmed state and we just feel like shutting down that we start with a positives. We need to get our thinking shifted away from that negative and back to that positive, right? So let's think about what's going well right now. And if you're watching this and you have something that is going awesome right now in your homeschool, I'd love for you to leave a comment and share with the rest of us, because sometimes we may need a little bit of inspiration when we're feeling just like, I don't feel like anything's going right now. And it can be small. What's going well right now may be that the kids are fed every day. Okay, let's start small and work our way up. Okay, maybe it's that one of your kids loves their math curriculum, or maybe one of your kids is excelling in a club or a sport or team that they signed up for. What's going well right now? Maybe I finally found the books that my kids like to read, or I finally joined a homeschool community that is meeting our needs, and I feel like I have community for the first time. So I want you to really like focus in and write down and start brainstorming. You can make that piece of paper messy, or if you are like me and you lose paper everywhere, start that note in your phone, right? Just grab it and start writing down what's going well, what's going well. And you may even need to ask your kids, right? Because you might not think things are going well, but you ask your kid and they're like, oh, mom, we love that you do the world news with us every morning. And it's so fun. And you're like, you guys complain every morning when I call you to the living room, but they actually love it. So involve your kids in answering this question as well. All right, now that we've gotten our brain in a positive mindset thinking, let's go to the next question, which is what's feeling heavy or hard? If we're feeling overwhelmed, we know that there are things that are feeling hard or feeling heavy. So let's name them and get that out there so we know, okay, what's going well and what is heavy or hard. This could be that I'm fighting with my kids every day to get them to do their work, or son is crying over reading because he cannot figure it out, or my teenager absolutely hates their curriculum and doesn't want to do anything, or I just feel like we're going all the time and we never have time to just sit at home and actually do schoolwork because I'm having to rush here, there, and everywhere. So it's important to lay that out. What is going or feeling heavy or hard? All right. Our next question is, what are we most passionate about? So we're going to switch gears off of what is happening right now, what is our current state, to what are the things that we love? What are we the most passionate about? And this is just a little bit of a snippet of what we're going to start thinking about as we're trying to get into those family values, those core family values. And one of the first questions we ask when we are talking to families is, what are we most passionate about? Are you super passionate about being in community and getting out of the house and spending time with other people? Are you really passionate about soccer and your kids just love soccer and you love having them in soccer? Do you love going on hikes and exploring in nature? Do you love technology and web development? And in answering this question, you may have to kind of answer for each of your kids, right? So some of you may only have one. Some of you may be like me and have six. I have to figure out, what is each of my kids passionate about and what am I passionate about as a mom? And we can start to see the patterns about what we're passionate about and what we love and what gets us excited, because when we think about what gets us excited, that's going to help us again move forward in making some tweaks in our daily rhythms, in our choices for curriculum, in our choices for activities, because we want to start choosing what the things that we're most passionate about. Okay, so most passionate first, other things we may like, but then we're going to get into the next question, which is really important. What are our limitations in this season? Okay, I want to let you in on a little secret, and that is, this is just a season. You know, the season may be this school year, it may be a couple months, it may be this semester, it may be a few years, but we each go through different seasons in our life and in our homeschooling, and those include limitations. So for me personally, one of my limitations right now is that I have a teenager and a 1-year old. So I have to consider what activities that we're signing up for, what field trips we're going on that can accommodate a teenager and a 1-year old, because I'm not going to always be going to preschool age field trips and have my teenager feel left out, but I'm also not going to be going on extreme mountain backpacking trips because I have toddlers and a 1-year old. So I'm not going to be trucking them along on that either. Your limitation may be that your kid has a learning disability. I have a son with severe dyslexia. So we're not signing him up for book clubs right now unless I'm reading it to him. But it may be that you have a special needs kid. It may be that you're in a season where your income is really tight and you can't sign up for a lot of things that cost money. It may be that you only have one car right now. And so you can't get your spouse to work or get yourself to work and get the kids to activities. And so you're kind of limited. In a limitation could be even something like food allergies or severe allergies, where you're like, I can't go to this cooking club or go to this event because there's going to be a lot of things that could be a potential risk to my child. So think about, what are the limitations that you have in this current season of life? And it doesn't mean those will be your limitations forever. Okay. I want to encourage you in that it's important to be aware and own our limitations, but not be defined by them. Okay. So this is just going to help you in your decision-making process of, what are we saying yes and what are we saying no to right now? Okay, we're going to get to our last question, and I kind of fibbed. It's 5 and 6 questions. So, but really these needed to be combined into one step or one set of questions. And the last ones that we're going to be asking ourselves are, what are we prioritizing and what are we letting go of? Because let's be honest, if we're feeling overwhelmed and we know things are feeling heavy or hard or not working right now, that means we may have to let things go. And I want to remind you that you're not going to be missing out by saying no, because saying no to the things that are hard and heavy means that you're going to be saying yes to the things that are going to give you more life. So I want to share a story for myself. We have been a part of a co-op for a very, very long time, since the beginning of our homeschool journey. And it gave me so much life in the beginning. It's where all of my kids met their best friends, still have most of their best friends. And it provided a lot of structure and encouragement from experienced homeschool moms when I was inexperienced and just had no clue what I was doing. And I needed a lot of help and a lot of encouragement. And so we have been a part of this co-op forever. Well, now I've gotten to a season of life where I have a lot of kids and they are in every age group at the co-op, and I'm trying to get them from one class to another class and teach a class and keep people alive and make sure that they get lunch. And I realized that it's too much. It is too much for me to be a part of this co-op all day. So what I started with was by limiting the amount of time that we went to co-op. So our co-op is 3 periods on a Friday. I took us down to 2 periods. And then I came to the realization that that's still too much. And so I got to a point where I said, this is our last semester at co-op. We have to take a break. And I didn't always say, oh, we're leaving forever. We're never doing this co-op again. We don't have to, make a big drama about it, but we can say, this season, this is too much. And what's working better is that we joined a nature group and we meet once a week and we go for a hike for a couple hours, or we play at a park, or we explore the nature preserve, or we go on a field trip and tour a farm locally. But that's working for us right now because it's fun, it's easy, it doesn't require me to prep and plan an entire class, it doesn't require me to have my kids in different places. And so we're letting go of our co-op, and it's super hard sometimes to let go of something that has been a core part of your life, your homeschooling journey for a long time. It may be that you're having to let go of a curriculum that you thought you loved or your kids loved for a couple years, and all of a sudden it's not working anymore. It may be that you have to let go of a sport for one of your kids for a season and say, you know what? Because of the time constraints and things overlapping, we have to say no to your sports team this season. But guess what? There's a different club that meets a different time of year and we can get you involved there, or we can sign you up for something different that works better. And what are we prioritizing is equally important, because we kind of need to set that priority of, what is most important to us, so that those are the things that we absolutely make sure we get done every day or every week. For my family, our number one priority every morning is that we watch the news. And this is not the mainstream news, but we watch World Watch News, which is a faith-based daily news blip. It's 10 minutes and my kids absolutely love it. All of them love it. So that is our non-negotiable. That is what we prioritize. Number one, we get up in the morning, we gather around the TV and we watch the news. And then we focus on the next subjects that are the most important for us to get done that day. And then we focus on the activities that we've committed to throughout the week. But we have to set our priorities, because if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. Okay. So if you feel like you're always on fire because we got to get math, we got to get English, we got to get reading, we got to get history, we got to get science. How am I going to do all these subjects every day, all week long, and do sports and do classes and join a co-op and just play outside? Maybe your priority in this season is, I just need to get my kids outside. I need to get them moving and active and in nature, or at least in the sunshine. And that's okay if that's your priority. It's okay to let other things go for a season. Okay, you can pick things back up later on. And it may be that your kid is stuck on multiplication and it's not working. Their brain is not ready to get multiplication. So maybe for a season, we need to set that down and just focus on learning math in a fun, interactive way. And in a couple months, you may go pick back up multiplication and it'll click like that. And your kid will have all the multiplication tables memorized and be jumping on to the next thing. And you will just look at yourself and go, what just happened? So know that there are times when you will have to set things down for a season. If you are butting heads and fighting with your kids over stuff, don't ruin your relationship with your kids for the sake of curriculum, for the sake of a subject, for the sake of doing what you should be doing. Oh, we should be doing read alouds. Guess what? I don't read aloud to my kids that much. But you know what I love? Audiobooks, because it does the reading for me. And we listen to a ton of audiobooks. Like, my boys fall asleep to audiobooks when we're driving in the car. We listen to audiobooks or story podcasts. I let go of the should of reading aloud to my kids. And instead, I embraced what works for us, and that is using audiobooks. For you, you may have to ditch the should of having a perfectly planned routine and rhythm for the day and opt to set a million alarms and reminders on your phone, or maybe your Alexa Echo device like I do. All of those things can help you feel more at peace and less overwhelmed, because you don't feel like you have the burden of what everyone else is doing. When you let go of looking at everyone else and all of these experts saying, oh, you should try this, you should be doing this, you should notebook, you should nature journal, you should read aloud, you should, memorize all of the multiplication facts by the time they're 7. Let it go, because each of our families is individual and each of our kids is individual. And you have been given the gift of mothering them, but also guarding your time, your family, and your mental capacity. Your kids may fight back when you have to let go of certain things in the beginning, but when you're filling that time with the things that you're passionate about and that you love and that light you up, then the complaining and the maybe unhappiness will fade out, and your kids will start to get excited about the things that you are doing. Okay, so what is the next step? We've gone through these 5 questions, but how do we do this in our everyday lives, and what do we need to really maximize getting out of this cycle of shoulds? And I have created a workbook for you guys called the Family Core Values Cheat Sheets. It is right down below. It is the handout for this session. So the first page, you will see the 5 questions that we just answered. But after that, it's going to take a deep dive into discovering your family's core values. And once you have those worked out and are able to refer back to them regularly, they will be the guiding principles that allow you to answer the question of yes or no. Do we say yes to this? Do we say no to this? Do we say not right now? If you see what aligns with your family core values and what doesn't, it'll be so much easier to say yes or no to those things. So grab that guide. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the summit.